Hello and a very warm welcome to BBC News. I'm Mark Lowen. We're broadcasting live from Tel Aviv. Air raids have sounded across Israel again overnight, with its military saying that Iran fired 5 ballistic missiles through the night. While Israel's defense minister said a general in Iran's Al-Quds force, Saeed Izadi, had been killed in a targeted attack. Well, we were woken at 2:30 a.m. when sirens sounded amid a barrage of Iranian missiles around the Tel Aviv area. We all gathered in our bunker here in our hotel. This building in central Israel was reportedly set on fire by falling shrapnel from an Israeli interception missile, though the police say that they are still investigating the cause. Explosions were also heard close to the occupied West Bank. Israel's National Response Foundation said that there have been no reports of casualties. Meanwhile, Israel also launched a new wave of attacks against Iranian missile storage and launch infrastructure. Air defense systems were reportedly activated in areas of Tehran. These are pictures released by the Israeli Defense Forces. The Iranian media say that an attack on the nuclear site in Isfahan led to no leakage of hazardous material. Meanwhile, on the diplomatic front, President Trump has dismissed efforts by European countries to de-escalate tensions in the Middle East, hours after the foreign ministers of the UK, France and Germany met their Iranian counterpart in Geneva. Mr. Trump told journalists that Iran wants to speak to the United States, and Europe cannot help with this. Well, our chief international correspondent, Lise Doucette, has more on those talks in Geneva.
Well, it does seem that the pace of negotiations, or the pace of talks in an effort to get negotiations back on track, is slower than the pace of this war. Overnight, Israel and Iran continued to attack each other. The message we heard from European foreign ministers here yesterday, including the Foreign Secretary David Lammy, was that there is this very narrow window now for diplomacy before President Donald Trump will look again at that military plan that he's said to have approved and possibly order military strikes. And yes, it was a bit of an insult coming from President Trump, especially after David Lammy had taken an overnight flight from Washington to Geneva to convey directly face-to-face to Iran's foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, what David Lammy had heard from Marco Rubio, the U.S. Secretary of State, from President Trump's envoy, that Iran had to come back to the table and negotiate a nuclear deal to significantly curb its nuclear ambitions. But the message from Iran was, we cannot negotiate when we are under Israeli attack.